All right, so I normally don't draw on these small ones, although there was something that I saw on Amazon that I might start as a challenge for next year. But these are not normally the ones I want to do. They're so small, I don't really know what to do. Right? Like I feel like I should be drawing more, but well. So we start off with just most of them are just random drawings. Then I did some life drawing. Right? I was sitting around and I drew this guy. I like doing these if I can get someone to sit, not necessarily sit and like model for me, but if they're sitting on the bus or train or just wherever outside, and I can get them for about 2 minutes, I can roughly get everything I need, and I can always come back and fix it up. So I'm always trying to draw more life drawing, solely because I think it's very important to do so. Alright, and then of course, ninja. Gotta be able to draw ninja because well, that's what I do. And sometimes you just don't finish. And one thing that I really want to try and push to people is like a lot of people, they'll look at like sketchbooks, and people will tell them that, oh, these are my sketchbooks, and they have all of these like finished drawings in them. Those aren't sketchbooks, those are art books that you did in a sketchbook, right? In your sketchbook, you are allowed to draw something and then go, yep, nope, that's not working. And then move on, right? And here I was in a meeting, well, no, this was graduation. And I was just drawing people in graduation, Black Dragon for Ninja Empire. And then, so I was thinking about doing some type of educational thing, and I was gonna have me as the little black dragon come in, pop up and give little tips and stuff like that. And so this was gonna be the avatar for that. I thought that would be pretty fun and cute, and so I still might do that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I be making a little avatar me, right? Come in and give words of wisdom while we're doing stuff? I don't know. Then this guy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy. I have no idea, none. But I liked the way he looked, and then I drew him again. And then I started thinking about how to actually do the Life of Kaiser. And I might switch it. It might be Life of Kaiser, but it's kind of like creating a brand, because what I'm realizing is that that project isn't working the way I want it to. So I started writing down something else to see what it is. And like in my other sketchbook, this is my journal. Like you'll find that I write notes in all of my sketchbooks. And then testing out new pens. I got a sample of some pens, so I got to try those out. But then here's that guy again, right? So I was like, ooh, I like the way this looks. I like that. So, and the red, so I don't know where I'm gonna go with this. I might make him one of a brother, like they have a twin, and one of them only does punches and the other one only does kicks. So I saw that in like a 1980s movie, and I was like, that's really cool. And then they would fight together. So I thought that was fun. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sometimes you just draw things. But here, trying to design masks, to have them look interesting but not overcomplicated, because the one thing that I see with like the Mortal Kombat masks is there's so much going on, and I'm coming back to, I have to draw this again and again and again, and I've already put too much stuff, because I put tattoos on my people, so I'm coming back to like, how can I save some time somewhere? So, I'm trying to do that with the masks, and then coming back to the profile shots. No real plan. These are really hard when you have no idea what you're trying to do. But if you have some type of guidance, like, oh, well, I need to create a farmer for this village, well, then you can do these profile shots and it'd be really easy, right? And then just like in the last one, I went back to the graphic novel and just started drawing stuff from other people to try and, through not necessarily osmosis, but pretty much by drawing the way they draw, to see if there's something that will stick out to me that I can use, right? Like I keep seeing like these lips aren't actually together. They actually had gaps in it, and then our eyes, the human eye, starts putting those gaps together. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So, you know, it's a lot of learning. And so I really like this. You'll see this kind of thing happening in my sketchbooks a lot, where I start drawing other people's work that I like, and going, okay, what can I glean from this? How can I get better? So I do a lot of studying, because there's so much. It's like there's very few lines here, but it's very expressive, right? And so I really enjoy that. And so the only way that you can really learn how to kind of do that is to draw it, right? I love this one because of the shape of the head. And I try and tell my students, you know, I'm like, you can have any type of shape as long as you're following the guides for how to construct the head, right? So, and the expressions here with the overbite. Sorry, I'm just flipping through. And then that's what I did through the whole time. And then I went to bleach. I drew some stuff from bleach, because one thing that I'm noticing from my drawing, like I did my comic and whatnot, is that a lot of my storytelling is kind of pulling from manga, and I want to bring in a lot more manga influence, but I also need to bring in the Western comics, because I think that I may have left a lot of panels blank. So, you know, being able to study back and forth is actually really cool. And then, you know, just drawing all the way into the last page. So I use this one mostly for studying. So about halfway through I started studying, which I think is really good. And that's why I have a whole book that, well, it's not a whole, it's not everything, but that was my study book. So you see a lot more gestures and stuff like that. But, you know, whatever you use your sketchbook for, just remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to be finished. You don't have to erase. You can just draw and go, yep, that wasn't good, and then try and learn from it and move on. So, yeah, but that's number 2 of 8. Still plugging along. I still got a month and a half. Let's see how many we can get done. All right. I'll see you guys later.